Now I can do anything. I like my friends. I like my podcast. I like my Jason. I like my Sean. I like my SmartLess. I like everybody. Let's go. It's an all-new SmartLess.
SmartLess.
First of all, though, I would just like to say really fast, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, Will, happy birthday.
Dear Will Arnett.
Oh, my gosh.
Happy birthday to you.
guys.
And it's on May the 4th be with you.
I know, which is one of my biggest regrets that somebody came up with that.
I love, are you kidding?
That's the first I've
Bumps
heard
me
of
out.
it.
No, because it's just completely taking my birthday hostage forever.
Well,
Not for me.
You're lucky you're not born on the on 420, right? Isn't that what all the kids like to smoke their weed on the 420? Huh?
Hey man, I've been looking for ways for you to sound older.
Yeah.
And I think we just found it. You know what I mean?
How about this? Does this sound?
How about...
It's also, but Jason, for you and me, it's also, more importantly, it's Cinco de Cuatro.
It's Cinco de Cuatro, very
From
big
Arrested
day in
Development.
the people that know about Arrested.
In the Arrested Development canon, Sean, so thank you.
Sean,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you for following the show. Speaking of Sean, let's take a moment to celebrate Sean's Tony Award nomination.
I know.
Yeah, don't wave it away.
Don't.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And very well deserved. Good
Thank you,
Lord, was
guys.
that show good. Again,
Thank
just
you.
to repeat, anybody going through the tri-state area, stop in New York City. It's a fun town, and there's a great
What's the
show
theater?
there called
What's the theater?
Good Night
Jay?
Oscar at the Belasco Theater. Okay?
Tabasco.
Some people call it Tabasco, but that's just so they can remember it.
Jason, do you know what the Tony Awards are short for? Do you know what the actual name of the award is?
Anthony's?
Close. No.
No.
Sean, you know, right?
Antoinette.
Antoinette Perry Award.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
God, listener, are you shocked as me at how smart Will every once in a while is? I am. You'd also be shocked to know that he's actually 67 today. And he
I
looks
wish.
fantastic.
You do have like an endless well of just knowledge and stuff.
I got a lot of time. I got a lot of time on my hands.
Clearly.
Jason, I said to Jason yesterday, I said, hey, do you want to read this thing that I just wrote? And he said, please don't. Please don't.
No, he
send it to
said,
me."
oh, I'm going to send you that script. I said, please don't. He says, what do you mean? I go, I don't even read my own texts.
Yeah.
He's like, well, thank you for your honesty. I just thought, it's just a fun script. I said, there's nothing fun about reading it.
He did say
I know.
that.
Yeah, my parents really screwed me. Now I'm watching Sean there itch his eye. Sean just had what we call it, ocular surgery.
Laser surgery.
We don't call it that, but he had a.
And I can't read. I'm not supposed to read.
He's not supposed to read. And I said,
love
Sean
that
said,
surgery.
Sean turned to the doctor and said, you can't read. And Sean said, boy, do I have some good news for you. But he does have a detached retina. So Sean's got a partially detached retina. Jason's got a
Correct.
detached personality.
Hey-o.
So
Right.
we have, hey-o.
Detachless.
But Sean, you're still doing 7 shows this week after laser surge on the
On
eye.
my eye. I'm not supposed to read or dart my eye around a lot. And
Wait, that was the direction from the director, or from the doctor said, "Don't dart your eyes."
Wait,
Well, you
that
know
was
what I
his note from the director and the doctor.
and I said to both of you guys, I'm slowly turning into my mother. I'm going to lose my eye.
I mean, you better knock on wood. Now,
I
your
know.
mom lost
You're
her
not-
eye from cancer. You said not from a detached retina thing.
She was 2 years old. Yeah,
She was 2 years old.
she was 2 years old when she lost her eye. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're still looking for it. So wait, and so I went in and I get vasovagal. Do you guys get that?
Excuse me. Hey,
Yeah.
man, we're
I-
trying to keep it clean over here,
Prescription
dude.
for that.
What do you...
It's when you get nauseous and faint from needles or poking at your eyeball. Or
That happened to me once.
Oh, I get it all the
happened to me
time.
once. So you just
worst.
go out if you get nervous about
I
something.
am I have to lay down. I need a fan. I need coolness. I'm going to throw up. I'm
Well,
going
we
to
all
shit
need
my
a fan. We
pants.
all feel better with a fan around. Let's be honest. Hey, Sean.
What about doing the show? Do you ever feel it coming on just with nerves for the show?
No, that's different. This is all doctor health related stuff. Like if I'm I passed out getting contact lenses once. I passed out
so
like
soft.
I tried like
Jesus.
10 years ago to get Botox and I passed out.
But you're trying to get, in fairness, you were trying to get it directly from the cow, right?
It is. Sean, what would have been amazing is if you passed out going in for Botox and you fell and cut yourself and then you had to get stitches and then you passed out while trying to get stitches from the passing out of getting your
I do. I get it
Botox.
so bad. You guys don't get that?
No, man.
You know, it just occurred to me, we're doing a full talk show. We do a talk show. And right now we're doing the Regis and Kathy Lee patter beforehand, right?
What are you talking about?
Well,
Yeah,
I
but
used to
this-
watch that show and I'm like, how do they come up with this stuff? Regis just comes in with his coffee, talks about his weekend, and it covers as full national entertainment for 20 minutes.
I could talk about 9,000 things for an hour.
I don't think people are interested, right?
Okay.
I mean, what are we doing here?
What Jason's trying to say is he's not interested in your
Yeah.
life.
I'm not
and he
interested in
doesn't want to hear it.
myself.
He's not interested in himself.
Let's
Can
get
I just
to
say this?
somebody who's
We are going to
interesting.
get somebody interesting, but I do want to say Jason was so grumpy yesterday.
Oh my
And-
God.
and-
I was
So
embarrassed.
Jason and I played golf the last 3 days, and then yesterday none of us played particularly well. Tuesday we got to play with football great legend Gareth Bale, who is just an
Soccer
absolute
for the Americans.
yeah. I mean, just an
Oh,
absolute.
you had to be like freaking
This
out.
guy's a real
I
prince.
was. God, he's unreal, right?
Yeah, you were a little nervous. It was like you were playing with Charlize Theron.
I was. So, yeah. Hey, man. Just-
Wait, how does it come about? You guys just play golf with all these people. They just randomly show
We
up.
host a talk show, bro.
yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, how do you organize that?
Well, we met this guy up at some celeb golf tournament. Yeah,
and then
you
that's
know.
what happens. Hey,
And
let's
then
play
we swap
golf.
numbers. You know, he's a good guy.
Yeah. We do. We swap numbers. We go like, hey, man, we want to play golf with you, Gareth Bale. You seem
So
like
if Charlize wanted to play golf, you would let her play golf.
I don't know. I'm not answering this. Listen, I'm now pleading the fifth.
So
Hey,
anyway, I was a real.
so he was
moody
a grump.
little-
He spat out of the parking lot, and to the point that 30 seconds after he left, I had to call him and go, hey, man, are you okay?
Why?
And he
Why?
He did call me as I was getting out of the parking lot. I was like, oh no, maybe I've pissed him off because
No.
I didn't really say goodbye to anybody. I just had to get out of there before I embarrassed myself by like going into some sort of I played a bad golf round rage.
No, but
I
here's
came
that's what
home.
it was from?
here's what happened. He
Yeah.
went like this. I was putting my stuff in the back of my car, and his window was open. And then as he's putting it up, and he's now in drive, he looks over. I'm not exaggerating. He goes like this. Bye, Will. And then zip up the window and peeled out. And I was like, fuck, he
Wait,
went dark.
because you played a bad game?
Yeah, I play too much to
But
play
no.
that badly, and
Here's
I
the other
just
thing.
need to be more disciplined, and I need to actually really, if I'm gonna be upset about not playing well, I need to have a reason.
But I
Like,
thought
in other
about
words,
this.
I need to start like really training or something.
Jay,
or
I thought
just-
about it. I thought about this. And this is not a joke. We joke about this a lot. We're going to get to your guests. I feel badly for them. But I just want to say this. You, yesterday, and he does this a lot, did this the last 2 days.
No.
We're going to, everyone's like, hey, do you want a little bit of food? They got a little snack shack, and I get like a little chicken salad, maybe a thing. And Jason, the last 2 days goes, yeah, just get me a cup of sliced apples. That's all he had. all
No
day. And I'm like,
way.
he's starving to death. That's what's going on. He's
But I
literally
still can't shake these 5 or 10 pounds.
Dude, Jason,
What's
I
the-
told Jason if he loses 10 pounds, I'm taking him to the fucking hospital.
Yeah.
He ate.
Yeah, you don't need
he-
to lose any more weight, Jason.
Sean, he ate a cup of sliced apples. That's it. I'm like, that's not enough when you're
With a
walking
cup
7
of
miles.
nuts on top of them.
Oh,
I'm
fuck, give me a
Don't you
covered
get
there.
tired during the day from not eating?
Yes, tired.
I
and
came
guess
home.
what?
You know what I did? Well, here's the sickness. I came
went to-
home. I
and you
saw
worked out.
Amanda in the kitchen. She's like, "Hi, what's wrong?" I go, "Nothing. I'm a disaster. I'm embarrassed because I'm in a bad mood because of golf." She goes, "Really?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "You want to talk about it?" I said, "You don't want any part of me. I'm going to the gym." So I put on my gym clothes and I went and I ran on the elliptical for an hour and then sweated out in the hot box for an hour.
Yeah.
For 2 hours, I just had to get into a deep sweat to get all the rage out of me.
Yeah.
By the way, what you don't hear in there is any nutrition going in. So,
I know.
no.
That's what I'm
so
saying.
his
Then I
blood
ate.
sugar is plummeting.
That's
His
what I'm saying.
blood
Your
sugar
body
is
is like screaming
Yeah,
at you
it's
for like.
begging.
Fuck up. Both of you just
see,
shut
there we
it.
go.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Let's get to your guest, huh?
Yeah.
Unless you got some other.
Right. Yes. No, I
Unfinished.
do. I want to get to the great guest, but just want to remind anybody if you're interested in what you're hearing, we have actual pictures of us doing this too.
What do you
Moving pictures there on Max, SmartLess on the road, the doc me, Will, and Sean are enjoying, but we're a little biased. We're in it, but if you're interested. It's on Max there, our little docu-series called SmartLess on the Road.
May 23rd on Max was the day that's right.
Yeah, and they all came out at the same time.
And you can get all 6 episodes at the same time.
Yeah, if you're
look at
a
that.
binger, binge away.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
My guest. Fellas, listeners, do you like funny people?
Sure do.
Talented people? Kind people?
Yes.
What if you managed to pack that into one woman? Add 2 scoops of charm and a cup of conversation skills, and what do you get? You get our next guest, gang. She's an American actress starring in a new show, which I'm very lucky enough to be a producer on. She's a new mom, an ex-tennis player, and horseback rider. She's a native Californian, a proud Sagittarius, and the daughter of Lane and Gary. Please welcome, pure sunlight wrapped in skin, Miss Kaley Cuoco.
Oh, look at her go. Look at her Cuoco.
Have you ever been called sunshine wrapped in skin?
No, that was so sweet. That was a first.
Yeah.
I was literally very much enjoying your guys' car. I was trying to hold my hand over my mouth because I was dying laughing at
I'm
the
so
whole rage
embarrassed.
thing.
You're the only one.
Yeah, no, Sean, at your disorder, which I think I have, the fainting disorder
That's
with the
insane.
needles.
That's
yes.
Really?
Yes,
Well,
100%.
then that gets me into my first question. During my deep research, because I'm a crack journalist, you had a horse riding accident where you almost lost your leg. I'm not exposing anything big here. This was already out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How did you deal
You're
with
never
all...
exposing anything big. Don't worry.
So, hey, Will, that sounds like a sexual insult.
No, that's good.
Now, I'm going to
That's
let you
good.
correct that for a second because it really sounded
No,
like
I wanted to interrupt and just say hi, Kaylee. How are you?
Hi, Kaley.
Hi, guys. I'm so
I
happy
feel
to
like we've
be
only
here.
met once before at something that you were hosting. You were backstage and you were like in a complete blackout. It seemed like not
Oh, I
drug or
was?
drink. No, you were. You had to do a bunch of
She's
stuff.
probably
and
focused. She's professional.
She was
I've
focused.
never
that's
been
what I meant.
focused in my life. That is shocking.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad to be here. I'm nervous. You guys, this is like one of the best podcasts. And my sister, it's her favorite one. And she's like, if you mess this up.
Come on.
Well,
have
there's
zero
nothing to mess
respect for
up.
me.
There's nothing to mess up. This is the best it gets.
We're not going to let you get a word in edgewise. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jason's
we'll,
got a big question for you. So settle in. I
Yeah.
hope you packed a lunch.
So you're riding a horse. You're riding a horse. You're jumping over gates and going around barrels and whatever the fuck you do. And then then the horse falls, or you fall. The horse falls on you, lands on the leg, is stuck on the leg, broken the leg. Did you ask the horse to get off? Did the horse get off immediately?
Wait, how long ago was this?
This was a while ago. This was, let's see, it was beginning of Big Bang. And we've been probably, 12, 13 years ago.
Oh my God. Okay.
yeah.
But so guys, she almost lost her leg.
I once asked a horse to get off during a big bang.
I
It's a family show, Will. So
look,
wait,
it's his
Kaley,
birthday. He's on fire.
you really almost lost your leg on this. And
Well, it was a bad accident. It was a very bad accident. And I had fallen. The fall didn't hurt me. He ended up stepping on me. And I remember, I know. And the crazy part is,
Sean
I
just fainted.
remember when
Sean's down.
and he can't dart his eyes, so he's just
Sean.
screwed.
Scotty.
Look straight.
Got to get the paddles.
So he's don't faint.
Kaylee, how old were you when this happened?
I was my God, I can't
Early
do math, but
20s?
I was probably 22. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so now, but you had to sign something before surgery that gives the doctor permission that once they get in there and they see that maybe we might not be able to
Yes.
save the leg, that you won't sue them if you wake up without the leg.
Yes.
It
'cause
was that
such an
serious?
It was
Could you
really serious.
imagine?
So I had to go under, I had to sign something. Yeah, that's exactly right. And luckily I came out and I was
So, but wait, do you remember? You probably don't remember because you were so under anesthesia, but when you first woke up, was your first look down to see if
Yes.
the leg was still there? You remember
Yes.
that?
Yes, totally. Oh yeah. No, I have a very
Wait.
yeah.
How? What are we talking about? We're talking about it's separated from your body? Like
I
what?
had a compound fracture. So for
We know
those
what
who
that is.
don't know, it's the bone that comes out of your leg.
Out of
Yeah.
the skin. Hello.
I
Wait,
know.
which bone?
Oh, that's what I've
My
got.
tibia fibula, so it was near my ankle and my knee.
My bone's always coming out.
Will, this is a family.
Will's always
okay?
caught with his phone out.
Yeah, no, right. So you understand.
That's what it's called. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna have to update my.
That was almost my first spit take in 150
I'm gonna have to
episodes.
update my dating profile.
Oh my
That's what
God.
it's called.
Wait.
So I woke up and it
You're
was
creating a compound fracture.
there. Yeah.
Okay, so
Look,
wait.
don't come in here. I've got a compound fracture.
So wait. So your bone is sticking out of the top part of your thigh or your bottom part of your knee?
No. Ankle,
Okay.
knee.
Okay.
So there was two.
Yep.
Yeah, and so it just was a horrible break. And I had been
Why
in
did
the
you say it didn't hurt?
no, it
did hurt.
Oh my God. I was gonna say when I fell, the fall didn't break my leg. My fall wasn't a big deal. He stepped on me and I remember clear as day. Because it takes a second when something is that bad. I was like, did I just fall on a whole like thing of leaves? Because I heard all the cracking.
crunching.
Yeah. So I was like, are there leaves? And it took me like 5 or 10 seconds to actually realize it wasn't just 400 leaves. It was my bones. Yeah.
So what do you
know.
have pens and rods in there
Yeah,
now?
I
No.
do. They're
Do you
still in
set
there.
off metal detectors?
No, I always thought I would, but it never happened. I
My
know.
God, what was the recovery like for that? Like, just
You know what's crazy? So I was shooting Big Bang. It was on a Friday after work, and so I was supposed to go to work on Monday.
They
And
put
I'm
you
like,
behind
oh
the
my
bar,
God.
right? They gave you like a bar job. Right?
Oh
So
my,
you could get
yes.
behind-
I'm
yes.
like, I have to call Chuck Lorre and tell him right now that
the
I
great
am,
Chuck Lorre.
Yes, the great Chuck Lorre, but you don't want to make that call. And so they literally didn't think I would like walk for 3 months. They thought I would not walk for 3 months. I was walking in a week with a boot. I was back to work in 2 weeks. It was like miraculous.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, they always say the worst, and then I ended up being okay, but like they were very
So wait,
scared.
but you still now have, because listening to the story, I'm on pins and needles. So you actually have
Beautiful,
pins
Sean.
in there for real?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
They didn't take those out. They're not planning on
No.
taking those out.
No, I went back in years later and I was like, is this bad to have in there? And they said, honestly, the surgery would be such a pain for you. Like if they're not bothering you, leave it. So
Just go.
I know.
So
I'm
can you
full of
run and
steel.
jump and do anything?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have fun scars on your bottom of your leg?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I got
That's
some
very
good
cool.
scars.
I don't have
Yeah.
any good scars. You guys have any good scars?
Yeah. I do.
Makes you feel like
do
a
you?
badass.
I fell off the bunk bed when I was a kid, and I have it on the side of my head.
Ooh.
Oh, bless
Hit
your
the dresser.
Oh,
heart.
the bunk bed.
I've never
Yeah.
met a guy that fell off the top bunk. You know, they usually have little bars up there to help. I had a bar on
although
mine.
you just confirmed something that I've long suspected,
What?
that you're a top.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say it, and I was like, you know what? Let Will say it. I do have this scar.
Wait, Shawnee. Wait, there it is. Yeah, that's called a belly
Sean,
button.
you have lost so much fucking weight.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
really
kidding.
have lost a
You
lot of
look
weight.
so-
I know, but I'll gain it right away. Will, what did I get you for your birthday, Will?
Sean sent me today, this fucking asshole. He sent me 4 large things of ice cream. And he said,
Yeah.
this is what I use to get fat.
To stay
This is what
fat.
I eat to get fat. Happy
stay
birthday. And I'm like, you asshole, because now I got to eat it. If it's calling me. If
It's
it's in
the
the
best.
freezer,
What kind of ice cream was it?
it's the best.
Fucking
Haagen-Dazs, chocolate and coffee and vanilla.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's the best.
So
Haagen-Dazs.
creative.
It's the best. You either go with the best or you don't.
You've gotten into it since then, right, Will? You
Not
opened it
this
up?
morning, not this morning. I had cake last night with the kids. We had ice cream cake, because that's my favorite, and yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
That's
And-
exactly right. Did you use the cake lady?
No. Mercy made it, who is here, and she's a great cake. The cake lady's great, but Mercy makes an incredible cake. And so I will say, because we talked about it earlier, Jason, you going in, I ate the cake. I ate early with the kids, and about 45 minutes after eating 2 pieces of cake, as one of each,
Night.
I went, no, motherfucker, and I went down. I came down into the gym, and I worked out for an hour.
Oh, you did. You have
Yeah.
to.
Good for you. Did
I
you
had
did
to.
you zip
Wow.
into the rubber suit?
Yeah, of course. I always wear the rubber suit, as you know.
Kaley, you always look so thin. Do you go crazy with junk food at all ever?
Oh,
And then
yeah.
just-
Oh, yeah.
Do you?
I mean, I definitely do.
Yeah.
You know what? Also, Kaylee, you've got great skin. I've always noticed that about
Yes.
you. You've got,
Thank you.
Yeah, you've got
Thanks,
really
guys.
nice. You've got really nice skin.
Well, that's so nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know it's really nice to have a work thing this morning and not have to do any hair and makeup whatsoever. I was very excited.
You know, that's on purpose. You know, while we get to look at each other, it's like I don't want anyone to have to go,
No, it's the
hair
best.
and makeup
Yeah.
and the whole, it's the
I mean,
best.
you guys have to look at me, but other
You
than
don't
that,
need it.
no one else
Why do you
does.
have such good skin? Do you stay out of the sun?
No, I don't stay out of the sun. I've got quite a skin regimen on my
Okay.
little products, but
But I'll bet, but you were very good about putting on sunblock when you were almost a semi-pro tennis star when you were a
Always.
youngster. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's
Wait,
get into
what?
That. Let's get into
Yes.
this.
She decided at 16, I could go this way, or we could try acting.
You were a tennis
I did.
pro?
I played tennis my whole juniors when I was young. Yeah, that's all I did, and I really thought I was going to be a professional tennis player when I was much younger.
Where was that?
Here,
Camarillo.
in Camarillo, and then Southern California, and then but I traveled all over the country, and I loved it. And then realized, oh my God, and I was auditioning and working, and then I got my first show, and I was like, to be a professional tennis player, you gotta really just do that. I thought, I don't know if I can give myself to both. So I was like, I'm never gonna play again. And I put my rackets down at like 16, but I played very competitively for years and years as a young teen.
Wow.
And traveled all over, and I loved it. Yeah, I loved
That's
it.
cool.
So hard. That takes so much training and so much dedication.
I loved it.
Do you still play a tiny bit?
So I stopped for years. You know, I think when you're competitive in any sport, it's not fun. The fun kind of leaves a little bit. So to play for fun was not something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So over COVID, my girlfriend, who is my oldest friend, who was my doubles partner when we were really young, she's like, let's start playing again. So we started playing doubles together during COVID and like entered tournaments, and it was hysterical. And I loved it.
Because it's socially distant, right? That's why
Yeah.
you could do it
Yeah,
during
yeah.
COVID. That's
That's
why
why
Will
we
got
could
me
do it.
back into golf. Son of a bitch.
So yeah, I heard that you had some rage, but that was an interesting story.
Real issues.
Which
You were
time?
really
Which
upset.
time did you hear about? You talking about
No,
the time the guy
here's-
didn't
no.
charge his Tesla? You already heard.
That's one of the greatest stories ever.
Now, see, that's a perfect example of me 2 years ago versus now.
Sure.
I exit myself from the situation before I'm accountable for my
That's the
mood.
way to do it.
I will
Yeah.
separate myself from people and just deal with it.
I
on
will
my
say
own.
that he did approach all of us who were playing with him yesterday and said, one by one, I'm not joking. And he said, hey, man, I'm really sorry that I've been kind of grinding and cranky today. And he went, and I heard him say it to the other guys. And I thought, fuck, this is a
That's
new
good.
Jason.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
it's
sweet.
my beautiful wife Amanda is teaching me how to be a better man.
Kaylee,
Wait, but
so
Kaylee,
did
I have a
when you
question
played,
about the.
Guys, don't fight. She's
No,
here
we
for
want
an
to talk to
hour.
Kaylee so bad. I just want to know if she had rage when you played,
Yes.
Oh.
What was your worst moment? Did you ever say you can't be serious?
Oh my God. Are you kidding? I broke so many rackets. I had a real bad attitude, actually.
Did you
and
really?
to this day, you don't want to play Scrabble with me. I am the worst. I am
No, you
the
don't want to play
worst.
Scrabble. I'll kick your ass in Scrabble.
Exactly.
You better
That's how
watch
I
it.
get too. I lose my shit. I love
Really?
to win. I don't fuck around. It's not a joke to me. Game night is not. No one wants to let me participate in game night because I
Really?
don't make it fun for
Wait,
anybody.
do you have a game night going right now?
Like in this moment,
No, in general, like a
because
current-
Shawnee, sometimes you do game nights.
I like games.
we
I
love
games.
game nights.
Yeah, it's
we
super
are
fun.
obsessed. But again,
When you say we, we're talking about Tom Pelfrey, are we not?
and Tom Pelfrey, we
that
love
man
game
is
nights.
Easy on the eyes.
Fucking
What
Tom
a
Pelfrey.
guy. Huh?
I love that.
is that
Tom
your
Pelfrey.
guy? Is Tom Pelfrey your guy? Is that your
Tom
guy?
Pelfrey's
sure
my
is.
guy. We
Yeah.
love game nights.
Okay.
I met him because of, it's really, I have to think, Jason.
They met at the Ozark rap party, if you can believe that.
Oh,
Sweet
really?
Willie.
You're the reason
Really?
I met him. Yes.
Yeah. Now, walk us through this story. What did he know you were coming, or did you know he was going to be there? Was there any sort of setup there at all? I don't remember.
I knew. So we have the same, I'm sure you've heard this story a million times, but we have the same manager. And that past December, she had said, I want to set you up with someone that I know. And I said, it was too soon after my last relationship. I was like, no, I'm not ready.
Right.
She goes, noted, fine. So in April, I was going to New York to promote Flight Attendant, and my manager,
Hold for
Andrea,
applause.
was like,
Yeah, so such a great. You're so
Sure, yeah,
great,
yeah.
Matt.
you
So
can
good in
edit
that.
the applause in later.
Well,
That
it's
would be
in.
great.
It's in. Yep. And we put a little in for Big Bang earlier. Go ahead.
Thank you. No, thank you.
These are great shows.
Thank you.
Please continue.
So she decided to come with me to New York to just hang out. And she goes, actually, my other client I'm going to see my other client there. And she didn't even really say it was Tom, but she said, I'm going to go to the Ozark premiere and it's during the week. And do you want to come with me? And it wasn't.
And you were like, what's Ozark? Nobody knows what that is.
100%. I never heard of the show.
Sure.
I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And so she said, come with me. And I was like, okay. And I went with her and got all dolled up. I knew I would meet him, of course, but it didn't occur to me about anything else. And when I got there, we were a little late. And so everyone was piling into the theater. I didn't have a minute to meet him. And I was actually standing waiting in the line in the restroom. I was faced away and I overheard, he's got a very sexy voice, Mr. Tom Pelphrey.
Yeah, it does.
And I overheard him say to our manager, where is this Kaley?
Uh-oh.
And I turned around and it was
she's right in front of you waiting to take a dump. And you were like,
that's
don't.
what I said. Yeah. That's what I said to him. And he thought it was really cool that I was so open. No, I saw him and it was like this very strange, like the world kind of stopped.
Really?
Yeah, it was really wild. And he gave me this huge bear hug. And like I said, there were so many people piling in. It wasn't a moment to really talk. And so we all just, I was like, nice to meet you. Yeah.
I mean, he is real easy with that quick smile, right?
He's got a nice,
it's got
that
great
laugh.
smile.
Come on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Infectious.
And so how many years has that been going on?
We've been together for 1 year. We got pregnant 2 months in. We have a baby. We were like, boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
We're in sync.
Let's go back to my room. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not 20 anymore. We were like, we doing this or not?
So Matilda is a full month?
She's
2
5
months.
weeks old today, you guys.
Yes.
We have a
Oh my gosh!
5-week-old.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
so
you.
exciting.
Wait, you had a baby 5 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
No, I
unbelievable.
can't.
It's crazy. I know.
And look at you. You don't look like you had you look great. Not that you-
Tom actually carried it.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
If a
That's
man
twist.
could,
They're very progressive.
honestly, Tom would carry the baby. He is that
That is
obsessed.
modern.
But how do you have energy? Like, aren't you exhausted?
Or do you have one of those good babies that sleeps all the time?
She's pretty awesome. Look, I'm not gonna lie. we have some
Get some
very
help.
nice help. Yes,
I'm a
and
big
I
advocate
feel
for
even
that.
guilty saying it, but we have very nice help, which is why I can it change. Our relationship is so survived because we have all this help with this
Yeah.
baby.
Listen, why not?
Yeah,
Oh
this-
my
this-
God.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if you got in-laws or whatever, I'm
Yes,
just such
anything.
a big fan of
Well,
it makes you
used
a
to
better
be. Think
parent.
about this. In the old days, it used to be people
Olden
all lived
times.
with their families in the
Yes.
olden times,
Yes.
and you had family around, and family would help out, and you'd have
Yes.
siblings and parents and grandparents and stuff, and it would all. And now
So you're not at the end of your rope.
Yeah, and now
No,
it's different.
exactly.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
great. I mean, my mom is here this morning and she was like so excited I had something I had to do so she could hang out with the baby for an hour. So it's like, it's the best. It's
Now,
the
does
best.
she mom Matilda like you would, or do you guys have like a little bit of tension? Like, oh,
Don't
gosh,
start
she's so
trouble.
sweet. No, yeah,
No,
well,
my
that's
mom,
like-
honestly, my mom is the best. And actually, so is Tom's mom. They are like, come in, they help, they don't overstep. It's
Do they
the
get
best.
along? Do the moms get
Oh
along?
my God, we're so lucky. They all oddly look like each other too. And they've become very close. We're just like really lucky.
Yeah, you're very lucky. That's
We're very
great.
lucky.
That's
I
great.
know. 5 weeks old. I can't
do you want
believe
more
it.
kids?
Yeah, we do. We'll
Sean,
probably-
are you moving a couple? Sean?
I'm moving it.
Do you have any links you could send her?
Yeah, the dark web.
All
The
right,
dark web.
so let's start with now. Big Bang is something that was a big
Yeah.
bang, right?
It was.
That was a phenomenon. Now,
9, 10, 12 seasons?
12.
12
12
seasons.
seasons.
I mean, that's incredible.
Now, could you have kept going, or was it like this is the right time to end this?
I'll be honest with you, and I've talked about this before. We truly, our group of actors, we thought we were 100% doing a 13th season. We thought we'll do a 13th. It'll be the last one, And this story is not new. I'm not giving anything away. I mean, Jim Parsons really wanted to be done, and he was kind of the first person to call it.
Okay.
And we didn't know that was happening. We kind of all thought we were going to do another season, but we heard it at the beginning of season 12, basically after like our second table read, we were told this was going to be it. And was actually kind of, I mean, as sad as we all were and like kind of a little bit shocked, it was cool because then we had like a whole season to
Right.
really be in the moment,
really work.
play. Yeah, it was cool. We could kind of like slowly.
It was Jim's show. Was it Jim's show?
originally, yeah, and then it kind of became more of an
An
ensemble.
ensemble show?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just was. He didn't. He was done, and
Okay.
we were all just, oh my God, it was so shocking. But then I think over the few weeks, it was like, okay, maybe this is the right thing. And honestly, I mean, for me, I wouldn't have even done, I don't know if flight attendant would have happened. Like the timing was actually amazing.
Everything happens for a reason, yeah.
Totally. So we were, it was fine.
But that routine of in front of a live audience sitcom, do you miss that? I mean, it's so good, right?
I loved it. I loved the audience. I thought it would, obviously loved the schedule. It was great. I'm happy now not doing it, but it was such incredible memories. I mean, some of those live shows were some of the best nights of my life for sure. I mean, my dad never missed a tape. He was in the audience every week.
Every single thing. He had his own chair at the back of the audience. Couldn't sit in it. The angel could not even sit. He was standing the whole time. And what would you do before each show with a little thumbs up?
He gave me a thumbs up for curtain call every time I came out.
And the cast would do it too. And the crew.
Yes. The crew started obviously with my dad. So everyone would do this like thumbs up for my dad. I mean, he was there, I'm not kidding, every show night for 12 years.
My dad came to none of them. He didn't come to any of them.
We didn't go to anything. Yeah.
He didn't come.
No, he went to Kaley's shows. Your dad, Sean, your dad went to every one of Kaley's shows.
He was so wonderful.
He drove her dad.
He had a chair.
He was so into it. Kaley, how many episodes did you guys do of Big Bang?
Oh my God. You know
300.
What? It was something like that. I actually don't remember the number.
22 times 13, quick.
We did 20.
Well, I'm sure there were some years there was 24 and
250, something like that.
It was up there. Yeah, it was up there.
300. Oh, yeah.
That's so impressive, and it's so. And
cool.
I am jealous.
It's like once in a
not just of the schedule, but of like kind of what Jason was saying, like being able to go and do that every week in front of the audience. That's so. What people don't understand is how much fun.
Yeah, a live audience.
It really is so fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Now, when we're a kid and we're at home, we're playing tennis. Where did the whole thing for acting come from? Were Gary or Lane? Lane, am I saying that right?
Yeah, Lane.
Yeah, love
Lane.
Were they into acting at all? Like, how did this come about?
No, it was kind of crazy. No, I did a lot of different things when I was younger. You know, I would go on auditions. Like I said, I played tennis. I went to these camps that I loved. Like I had a million things I was doing. So, and it was smart because nothing ever really got me down. Like I wasn't like a child actor who was just acting. Like it was another thing that I did. And then if that didn't, I had a tennis lesson or I went away for the weekend. Like they just constantly had me in all these different things. And until it got a little bit more serious. And I remember very clearly they sat me down. I was pretty young. I probably was not even 8 or 9 years old. And they sat me down. They're like, this is a real job. Like, do you want to keep doing this? And there was like not a doubt in my mind. I was like, this is what I want to do.
Tennis.
They're like, are you sure?
Yeah.
And
you're talking about tennis?
No, sorry. I wanted to be an actor. But like, so keep playing tennis, keep doing both, have the second thing. They weren't comfortable with me just doing the acting thing.
What was the first real gig? Were the first real paying like
Cheerios? Something like that?
I mean, I did do all those commercials. Yeah. I was the Barbie girl for like 2 years. I did like a handful of Barbie commercials. I was in every single one.
Do you still have them on tape?
Oh, yeah, somewhere. My mom does.
I want to see those.
I was the Oscar Mayer. I sang the Oscar Mayer song. I just
give us a little. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to spell it anymore.
I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener.
Exactly. Yes.
You sang that in the commercial?
Yeah, I had to do the whole thing and play against a fake little wiener.
Anybody?
I was tossing that up for you, Will.
I know. No.
All right. So then you're acting along, and was there a thought? Well, maybe I should go to college too to make sure I have like a backup or something.
No.
Did you go to college?
Hated school. So that was the one thing. I just was not. Grade school, 7th, 8th, into early. I asked my parents if I could get my GED, and I was very clear. I'm like, guys, this is not for me. Like, I know my future is not going to be. I hated school.
I don't need trigonometry. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't for me. Even when I had to do set school, like the devastation that I had to like leave set to go do school, it just killed my soul.
Sure.
So they were like, I can't believe they listened to me. It's kind of amazing. They let me get my GED.
Well, Gary's 16. Very permissive.
He was like, go ahead.
That's always been the bump on him. Yeah.
They were so cool about it.
Wait, were you? I'm such an idiot. Were your parents actors too?
No. No, they were not. My mom stayed home with us since the minute we were born.
Right. Jay, how do you know their names, Gary?
I'm just, doing bits. I did a little bit of research. I know their names, and I'm acting as if I know them. It's fun.
Okay.
Gary was a realtor. Gary was in residential real estate.
Oh.
Yes, good job.
Mostly in the Camarillo area.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, these are guesses. These are guesses.
He was a paramedic firefighter actually for a very long time.
Whoa,
and
wow.
Then, went into real estate, and my mom stayed home. I mean, my mom truly drove me all around town. Like that's all she did was drive
brothers
me
and
to
sisters.
auditions. And my sister's 3 years younger. My sister
Want
Bree.
to do the same thing or no?
She did. She loved school though. She went to high school. She was like a little social butterfly, but she's an actor too. She has an amazing voice. She's incredible.
Yeah, she was on not Masked Singer. The Voice.
The Voice,
Yeah.
she did.
Oh, wow,
She
really?
was on The Voice. Got through a couple rounds. Mm-hmm.
Now, with Gary's history in medicine, do you know CPR?
What's funny is we just learned CPR because of this baby.
Right.
So we had these private CPR sessions, which by the way was terrifying. I don't know if they're showing you how to do like the CPR on the baby. I'm like, I'm never going to remember this, by the way. I'm so traumatized by even doing it on the fake baby. So we did technically learn, but
I learned it too, but I think I need a refresher because I think I may have forgotten maybe because like you forget one little component, it's useless.
It's crazy, right?
Sean and Will, do you guys know CPR?
No.
I don't, but I can guess. But wait, how to do it. But wait,
in a pinch?
Yeah, in a pinch, I could probably just guess what to do. You just plug the nose, make out with the person, and then pound on the chest.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a Saturday. Yeah.
But wait, I always thought it was so crazy in like movies and TV shows when people, are passed out or whatever, dying, and people have to do CPR and they're pounding on their chest. How does the actor not like move? Like I'd be like, ow, 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 every time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
You're the worst actor. God.
Well, I think I remember we had to do CPR in a scene in Flight Attendant. I mean, they're pretty padded. I don't think we're just socking people in the chest.
Sean, do you want to this is like a question. Hey, we got a question from the audience over here for showbiz. When you guys are shooting a movie, is it real? What are you doing, dude?
I always wondered that. Because it looks like
what are you doing?
You're pounding, and also when you're breathing into their mouth in a TV show or movie, and how are you not going? Like, how do you?
I went down to give you mouth to mouth on Murderville, and I thought you were going to let me, and then you didn't, and then I was like, wait, you're going to let me, and you didn't.
I was too embarrassed.
You guys, that was so good, Jason. I had to give you. Oh no, I had to put a pill in your mouth.
You had to put a pill in my mouth and Arrested Development,
and I kept telling you that I hadn't washed my hands. But
this is about Kaylee.
I know this is about this is about Kaley.
So they put pads on. They put padding on
Sir,
somebody?
can we please escort this guy out of the audience?
I know.
They put padding on, and then you push on the pad.
That's
right.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then they'll cut to his chest, and they'll take the pad
Sean,
out.
Star Wars. They don't shoot that in space, right?
And the lightsabers are not. They won't really cut you in half.
Hey, may the fourth be with you.
Kaylee, were you prepared for the uber success of Big Bang? Like all the fame, the notoriety, the money, everything changed and sort of exponentially every year.
Notoriety means something bad. Notoriety means
we shoot the pilot like a couple times or something?
Yes, I was actually the third actress to join Big Bang Theory.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They did I believe, 2
Old
pilots.
Chuck had the thinning shears out, huh?
100%.
You're out.
Do
you know who did it? Do you know the people? You don't have to say their names, but do you know the people who did it before you, the pilot?
I knew one of them. Yeah, I knew one of them.
Awkward, huh? Weird.
Well, yeah. Well, I knew her later, so it was like
okay.
it wasn't like she was my friend at the time. I'm like,
Got it.
You got a show, and then I went and took it.
Right.
But no, I did know her later, and she actually ended up guest starring. She was still friends with everybody. It was all fine.
Cool.
Oh, good.
I know.
So they shot one pilot, trashed it. Second pilot trashed it, and then
I
the third
believe
pilot, you were in the pilot from the get-go?
They kept rewriting it and revamping it. I mean, it was totally changed when I joined. Like, it wasn't what it was at all.
So what is it about, like, this is fascinating to me. What is it about that particular show that they kept throwing money at it and redoing it? And what was it that they believed in so much? Just the concept and the actors in it? Or, like, Why? Whereas
You know,
as opposed to other shows, you shoot a pilot, it didn't go, they throw it out.
Like, bye, right.
Yeah.
I think I remember Chuck did a couple, I know he's talked about this before, but he just like really believed in it, and the studio believed in Chuck, and he kept saying, give us another chance, give us another chance. Like, I can make,
Wow.
I think I'm going to make this work. And, you know, he's Chuck, and he does. So they
he
just
single-handedly kept sitcoms alive for the last
100%,
15
yeah.
years. Yeah.
But he kept saying, I'm going to get this right. I'm going to get this right. And, you know, he
And so
did.
what about all the fame and the money and the being recognized on the street, all that? Like, were you prepared for all that? Because the show was enormous.
You know what's so crazy? I feel like my sort of, I hate even this word, whatever, this fame or whatever. I was such on a slow, like uphill climb. I feel like there are actors who gets like, maybe they do, I don't know, they do some huge film or something, then all of a sudden, right, it's overnight fame and they're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like it was like that for me. Like I've been doing this since I was 5 years old.
Right.
Like, not that I was famous back then, but like I've always been in the business and I've always done a million things, and it never affected me that, like, I never felt that moment of, oh my God. I knew when Big Bang
Because it
hit.
was what you did for a living.
Yeah, but Big Bang Theory got like 30 million
Yeah, it was-
viewers a
I
week.
know,
Like,
I
it was
know.
insane.
I know. It was awesome. We were thrilled. And
Sean and I did, when we did that show, The Millers, and especially
for
the first season, we were on Behind You Guys,
yeah,
behind Big Bang
yeah.
Theory for a year.
Yeah.
And you single-handedly, like, kept us on the air because we had the lead-in of Big Bang Theory. We're like, sweet, we could just air some dial tone if we wanted.
But then you can't drop off a lot, right? Then you got the pressure of trying to hold that number.
We did drop off. Yeah, and then they moved us, and then we were like, oh, we're screwed. But
it was a little phenomenon, man. I don't know. Like,
it was
people
huge.
just.
I was just massive. And I know, you know who I know? I knew a few people, but I certainly know Johnny a little bit. Such a nice
course.
guy.
Oh, he's the
Yeah, good
greatest.
dude.
I
He's
love
the
Johnny
best.
Galecki.
He's such a nice guy.
He's
Such
out
a
living,
nice soul.
He's like doing his
Yeah,
thing now.
where did he move
He's-
to? Did he move to like
He's
Tennessee
in
or
like
something?
Nashville and loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so great. He's
He
such a
actually
good
just
guy.
texted me. I got to tell him. I saw you guys, talk to you
Yeah,
guys.
please say hi to him for me.
I totally
He's
will.
such a
From all of
sweet
us.
person.
I know.
All right, so now what you've done is you've somewhat combined your passion for acting and your
Yes.
passion for tennis, although you're
Yes.
letting Chris Messina do the tennis part. But tell us about this incredible new show called Based on a True Story.
Produced by
Well, hey,
Aggregate.
Jason, do you know that, you probably know this, but when I met Mr. Tom Pelfrey, he had this script in his hand. He was reading it like 3 weeks into dating him. And I go, what are you reading? He goes, I'm reading this based on a true story. I can't do it because I've got
I
this
didn't
other
know
show.
that.
But yes.
I don't
And
think I know that.
read it. And I was like, give me that. Let me read it. He goes, it's so funny. This is obviously a year ago.
Yeah.
And I go, oh my God, this is hilarious. He goes, I know, it's so funny. It's Jason's doing it and all this stuff. I said,
I
this is
stole it
hilarious.
from Jason's trailer.
I can't, yeah.
He'll never read it. He'll never get around to reading it.
Well, he was going to play the plumber.
Yeah,
He was looking at maybe playing the plumber.
After working with him on Ozark, like anything and everything I heard about or thought about, and people were talking to me about him, it's like, yeah, what about Tom for this? What about
You're
Tom for
so
that?
sweet. He loves you so much, man.
Chances are high that maybe that was something I was aware of, but it was one of many. He probably had a
But
bunch of stuff.
isn't that
sitting there.
crazy that I was like,
That's
let me
funny,
see that.
yeah.
And I
That
like
is
whipped through it.
great.
I said, this is brilliant. Obviously, that was months before I even ever got the call for it. And things were written very differently. The couple, had older kids. The story was a little bit different. So once I got the call and I was kind of talking about it with you guys, I was like, I love this so much, but I don't know if I would have teenagers. Like, we started talking, and then Craig, our showrunner, was like, we'll take away the kids. Like, they were kind of helping me figure out how this could be. I loved it so much. Plus, I love true crime. I love tennis. I love working in LA. I was like, I need all these things. This is great.
So the general concept
Sounds like a
of
good
it,
job.
yeah. So the general concept is that you and Chris Messina are
Yes.
married. The great Chris Messina.
The best.
We'll hold for applause there.
The best.
He plays an ex-tennis star. You play a realtor that is obsessed with true crime podcasts. You have a plumber come to the house to fix a toilet,
Yes.
played by, ironically, Tom Bateman.
Yes.
Okay,
Fabulous.
isn't that weird?
Yes.
And this guy turns out to maybe be a serial killer. And you guys decide, well, we're not going to turn him in if he agrees to do a podcast with us about his serial killing.
I gotta
Yeah.
see
and
this.
we'll keep
Wait.
his name away from
Yeah.
the authorities.
No more
That's
killing.
great.
There's probably a better way to describe it, but that's the bones of it,
That
right?
sounds great. Wait, when is this on?
This is coming
June 8th.
June 8th on the Peacock.
Absolutely.
Wait, this is streaming on the cock?
It's
Yeah.
streaming out of the
Of
cock.
course.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Cock stream.
That's what we always say on anything for.
Wait, but that sounds really great.
Yeah, I know. It does sound really, really good.
I was so upset. It was such a quirky, it was so insane, the story. I thought it was so brilliant. I said, I have to be part of this. And then like after I had signed on, we got everything going. I came to LA to do some chemistry reads and Jason wasn't there, but the producers were there and I was talking to everyone. And I sat them down. I'm like, guys, because they had written it and it was done and ready to go. I was like, guys, what if this character was pregnant?
Just spitballing.
Craig goes, I'm like, now think hard
Think about your answer
this.
first.
Really think hard because this could really be. And they were like, well, I'm like, no, really. And they're looking at me and they're like, what? I'm like, surprise.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. We were like a month out from shooting, maybe a little longer, but I said, do you think you could write it in?
And how many months were you?
When we started shooting, I was 5 months. I mean, we shot 3 weeks before I gave birth. Yeah. Wow. About up until 3 weeks before I gave birth. Yeah, so I was 5 months when we started. So let's say I was like 4.
Oh my God.
And didn't they say, well, Kaley, we can delay start of production, like have your kid enjoy. And you were like, no. I want, right?
I
No?
want to do it now
Yeah.
because I also, not only did I want to do the show and I was so ready to do it, I actually and also I wanted to, for them to write in the pregnancy, I actually thought it worked for the show.
Yeah,
And once
it
we
did.
all talked it out, it actually worked. I don't remember it not being about this couple being pregnant. Plus, the way they wrote it in was so brilliant. Like it never focused on the pregnancy. It just was. I was just pregnant.
Also ups the jeopardy too, that you're basically
yeah.
working with the serial killer and you can see this big, huge baby bump
Fully
the whole
pregnant,
way through.
yeah.
Bananas.
Fully pregnant.
That's cool.
So you were 5 months pregnant and through till what, being 8 months pregnant by the time we wrapped?
4 weeks before I gave birth was my wrap day. Yeah.
Oh my God,
But
I
it
love
was
that.
awesome because I got to, I mean, what job? I got to eat what I wanted. I was treated like a freaking queen. It was the best. I wore what I wanted. I felt very empowered. And also like,
Comfy
I've been in
shoes
this
all the
business
way
for
in.
so long. Yes, comfy shoes. I've been able to like play my age. I've been in this business for so long that I thought it was cool. Like, okay, now people are seeing me. Like, I'm going to be real about this and I'm going to show that this is exactly what I am. And I'm pregnant and it's fine and I'm working. And I thought it was like a good thing to do. I don't know. It just felt right.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I would have killed to play that killer. I want to play a killer.
No.
He's great. He's really
oh my
great
God,
at
he
it.
is
I
great.
can't wait to see it.
Messina, they're all great. It's a really cool, weird show and very funny.
Now, you're very lucky because it's shot in Los Angeles. You're going to be able to bring Matilda to the set if and when there's a second season. Yes? Have you thought about like how that's
Absolutely.
all going to kind of play out? I mean,
Dude, I would do a second season in a heartbeat. It
Let's
was
get
one
it
of the
done.
most.
Let's get
I'm
this done
serious.
today.
It was one of the most fun experiences I have ever. I really mean that.
That Chris Messina is
Oh,
just a real
Messina.
joy. Is he
We
not?
laughed.
And that's what's fun. Not to we move on after this, but that is real. I mean, the writing is fantastic, concept's fun, and
Yeah.
all that stuff. But the chemistry between you two guys, I don't know. It's just I do stuff sometimes, and people say, "Hey, boy, how did you guys get such great chemistry?" Well, it's when you have two really nice people, it's pretty simple.
Thanks, man.
Chris or Sean, Will, don't you guys agree? Like, chemistry's not a mystery if you're not
Yeah.
working with a dickhead.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's simple.
Chris is just awesome.
People are like, well, they had great chemistry. Yeah, because they're normal, nice people.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
That's good. Right.
And it's infectious, and it works for the characters too, because you guys are kind of aw-shucksing while
Yes.
working with a serial killer. It's pretty great.
No, we had
I
a
love
blast,
that.
man. It was awesome. I can't even tell you.
I had
All
a
right,
question
so-
about tennis.
Well, I just want to say it out loud. What's it called again?
Based on a true story.
Based on a true story. June 8th, streaming on the cock. Just so we can
Thank
say
you.
it. Just so I can, because neither of you can say it, but I can say it. You know,
Will
can-
has,
I
Will
can
has
see it.
set his calendar. You're ready to do it. Are we having
Yeah.
a viewing party at your
we're going
house,
to do a
Will?
viewing. We're doing, are you kidding?
Are you kidding?
Are you fucking, are you joking?
Would you? I want to know. I have something.
Go ahead, Sean.
Do you have any kind of desire to write and to be a writer and to write
No.
scripts and like
Direct? What
Not
about
even a little
direct?
bit. I think I could direct. I think I would
Yes.
be a good director because
Yes, you would.
I like to get in and get out. Like I don't waste a lot of time.
Yep.
I'm also not like it was funny working with Messina, who is likes to prepare and likes
Mm-hmm.
to rehearse and watch every, playback. That is not my jam
Yeah.
at all.
You're in, you're out.
Yeah, I would like to get in there, why are we talking about this? Let's
Right.
just shoot it. And then Chris is like, but we have to, what are we going to do now?
Yeah.
Like, he's hysterical. So the two of us together kind of balanced.
That was like
each
me
other.
with Laura Linney. Laura was very, very prepared, very sort of always the notes in the script
Yeah.
and the lines always learned, and like it was very admirable. But I just my brain doesn't work.
Me
like that.
too. Very admirable. I mean,
Yep.
my brain does not work that way either. It's just not for me.
I know, but it makes a great partnership.
I'm not a playback watcher as an
No, me
actor. I can't
either.
watch playback. I
So
won't do
Tracy,
it.
what happens here is that you shoot a scene and then you can go to the monitor, a little TV next to where you just shot, and they'll play
Yeah.
it back for you so you can see what you did good, what you did bad, what the technical things are you need to look out for. Then you go and you shoot it again.
And it really was initially it's not for the actors. It's for generally for the director, so the director can watch maybe the
You can see
producers.
what the camera is seeing.
Yeah, see what the camera's seeing and say, like, hey, let's get that again. Maybe there's a bump on the camera move. Maybe the light wasn't right. Maybe the wrong line. Whatever.
By the way, you know who invented or created the playback?
Who's that, Sean?
Oh,
Jerry Lewis.
Is that right?
Really?
what?
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Now, some actors will not look at playback, and
Yeah.
they won't even see the film once it's all done, cut together. And I don't get that. I learned so much about what I did wrong by looking at what I do. You know?
Like watching the end product.
Yeah, it's like shoot it and go home and then go to the next job. And
That's me too. I'm
Otherwise,
just
you're
like,
just
what?
obsessed. You obsess about like, what about, I can't do it.
I'm the same way.
Maybe I should do that with golf, Will. Maybe I should care a little bit less. In
Well,
golf,
let me
Will.
just tell you, I was going to say to you, I talked about you at great length with Josh last night.
Oh, boy.
This is true. And I did
Who's
bring up
Josh?
that you're not, Josh.
Oh, Josh. Yes,
He's a
yes,
friend
yes,
of ours
yes,
that we
yes,
play
yes.
golf
Golfer
with.
Josh. And so Josh, he's a friend of ours. He's a bald. He's a bald fella, and I keep saying that I want him to start wearing a different wig every day. And I said it'd be amazing because he keeps his head shaved. And I'm like, if he showed up every day with a different wig, oh my
just for
god,
fun.
I never.
Yeah.
That is so fun.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, we were saying, apart from the fact that, Jason, I think you're malnourished and your blood sugar is abnormally low, and that's what makes you cranky all the time in everything you do,
That
not
would
just
do it,
golf.
yeah.
I think on top of that, you need to stand over the ball and hit it. And
Right.
you
Yeah.
have
I
too many
just-
thoughts. And Jason is known as one of the slower golfers in the Los Angeles,
I
Southern
was so
California.
slow yesterday. I
He was so slow.
yesterday.
And he thinks about way too much. And Kaley, as a actual competitive athlete, that sometimes you just have to let your instincts
go.
take over.
Just
And you
do
just
it.
got to
Gotta
go. Yeah. Maybe Kaley needs to be the person to come play with you and walk with you and be your kind of sports psychologist.
Yeah, be my
I
whisperer.
would be so bad at golf. That sport would make me insane. Like, it would make me insane.
But you could talk him through. You could be like, Jay, speed it up. Hit it.
Just
Hit
go.
the ball.
What
Let's
about
go.
what about bowling? Do you guys like to bowl?
All right, Kaley, this has been great.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today.
Sorry, unfortunately, somebody decided to capsize the whole thing with some bullshit about bowling.
That's a Tony Award nominated actor.
Hey,
Well, you said Josh is
Yeah.
a ball guy, and I'm a ball guy,
and
so-
then you went to.
and I went to
Bowling.
bowling, and I like to bowl.
Antoinette Perry just rolled over in.
Kaylee,
All right,
Yes.
Kaley,
love
listen.
you. Thank
Love
you.
you
Love
too.
you guys.
You crushed this.
Nice
You know?
to see you again.
You crushed this.
Thank you. This was
You
so
guys
great.
are a delight. Thank you.
You got
It's
real good
really
chat on you,
fun.
girl.
Yeah.
If I was a girl, I'd wear a scrunchie in my hair like you do.
What do
right
you think
now,
of the
comfortable.
scrunchie?
I
I
always
think
do.
it's
This is
perfect.
my bit. I always do with scrunch because it's old school. I always go like, "Listen, guys. The thing is that I think that what we need to." And I always do my scrunch.
Doing this whole
He
I always
pantomimes
do
the
my
scrunch
scrunchy
in his
bit.
hair.
I love
I've never
pretending
seen
that-
the scrunchy
You've
bit,
never
Willie.
seen
Oh,
That's a
I've
good one.
seen the
Sean has seen
scrunchy
it
bit for
100
20
times.
years.
Yeah, I'll be like, guys, I think the problem is, look, if we go over there, can we? And I scrunch
Listener,
my
he's,
hair.
I
he's
think that is
gathering his
genius.
hair.
doing a
off his
faux.
head.
He's
Yes.
gathering his hair and putting a faux fake scrunchie in his
He's
hair.
good
It's
at it.
It's my
hysterical.
favorite. I love a
Because I have a
scrunch.
big 80s scrunchie in
I
my
love
hair.
it. I love it.
Super
You
cute.
guys are awesome. Thank you for
All right,
having
Katie,
me.
we
you.
love
You're
you.
the
Thank you
best.
for
You
being
You guys
here.
are amazing. Thank you. So
Have
fun.
a great rest of the day.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
See you, honey.
Bye, Kaylee. Thank you. Bye.
was great.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Mwah. You guys, that's a real spirit. You
She's
know?
got great vibe,
I said
huh?
sunshine wrapped in skin, but maybe it's spirit wrapped
Yeah.
in skin, huh? And some sunshine.
She's one of those personalities too that's like a phenomenal actress, but you can tell is a fun person and doesn't take life serious like she does her work serious too.
Mm-hmm.
Kaley was, I've often
Bubbly
thought-
Cuoco.
Sorry,
That sounds like
Her
a
name should
great
be Bubbly
beverage.
Cuoco.
On ice.
Bubbly Cuoco. But Kaley, she's so great. She was so great on Big Bang Theory and so funny and
Flight
fun.
Attendant.
Yeah, just
Flight
like
Attendant was great.
yeah, just had so much life to her. And then you think like, well, maybe that's just sort of the character she's playing. Nope, she is that person. She has great energy, great vibe.
all the time. You want to hang out with her immediately. By the way, have you ever exited a plane when the flight attendant, when you're leaving and the flight attendant over
Too early,
over
God.
and
It
says to
is too
everybody
early,
that
but
exits
go
the
ahead.
plane,
Yeah, go ahead.
He says,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sweet, sweet Willie Arnett. Happy birthday to you.
Bye.
Silky.
that's a good one.
SmartLess is 100% organic and artisanally handcrafted by Bennett Barbaco, Michael Grant Terry, and Rob Armjarf.
SmartLess.